and welcome to this week's Facebook Live session. This week I'm going to be looking at anxiety, and anxiety is an emotion that a lot of us are suffering from for various reasons, maybe some to do with the pandemic and what's going on in the world, but others may have more personal reasons for feeling anxious. But whatever prompts the feelings of anxiety, those feelings come from your thoughts. Now, in this week's video, I'm going to encourage you to be mindful about how anxiety can affect your body. So during the movement section, I'm going to be very much focusing on encouraging you to be mindful of any tensions that you have in your body. And then during the meditation section, we will look at helping you to practice releasing anxious thoughts and replace them with something else. So, without any further ado, let's get going. So I'd like to invite you to stand with your feet together and we'll bow in. Left hand palm up, right hand palm down and back. And then step out into a good posture, as good a posture as you can. So feet about a hip width apart, knees very soft. If you can, just try to hitch yourself onto an imaginary small shelf, imaginary small ledge just behind your BTM, just to engage those core muscles. Bring your awareness up your back. Is your back nice and straight? Is it as straight as it can be? Remembering that nothing you do should cause you pain or discomfort. Get your shoulders nice and relaxed. Get your neck straight and tuck your chin in so that the crown of your head is pointing up at the ceiling. And then I want you to take a moment just to settle in and just tune into your body. Just take a few gentle, easy breaths. Just tune into any parts of your body that may be feeling tense, especially your shoulders. Maybe if you have joint pain, maybe those pains can be made worse when you're anxious. Just make sure that your body is physically as comfortable as it can be. And then just do a short grounding meditation. And I'd like you to imagine that your body is a tree. And I want you to imagine roots growing down from your feet, deep down into the earth. These roots nourish you. They also give you a sense of security. And then put your hands hang loose by your side. Gently turn them so that the palms of your hands are facing backwards. And then with your next in-breath, just to allow your arms to float up in front of you. And then as you breathe out, just let them sink all the way back down. Find your own breath and your own rhythm. And as you move, really focus on any joints that are being exercised. Do they feel loose? Do they feel tight? Only move as far as it's comfortable for any of the joints to go. Mainly being the shoulder joint, but could be your wrist or your elbow as well. And begin to move once more. Move on to the second move as Your arms float up, then turn your palms in. Let your hands spread out as you breathe out. Just reverse them. Only make this move as big as you can manage in one gentle, easy, natural breath. Small is beautiful in Tai Chi. And with this move, as you breathe in, maybe you could imagine that you're breathing in feelings of confidence, powerfulness. As you breathe out in anxiety or fear. Fill yourself up with those feelings of confidence and breathe out any anxiety. And as you do, maybe try to feel the anxiety being physically released. Use a relaxation in your shoulders. We'll do this move once more. And the next in-breath, let your arms float up as high as you feel comfortable taking it. As you breathe out, gently shift your weight to the left and let your right arm uncurl to balance it. And as you breathe in, everything comes back to the starting position, making sure to keep the back nice and straight, with the crown of your head pointing to the ceiling. This move, maybe you could imagine that you catch confident feelings from the sun. Imagine sweeping into your head. And we'll do one more move on each side. As you breathe in, your weight comes to the centre, your hands move to the top and turn your palms outwards. As you breathe out, and you let your hands sweep all the way down one side. If you use the image of sweeping in confidence, now you imagine as you breathe out and your hands sweep down, you spread that confidence to the whole of your body. And do this move twice now. Now as you breathe out, you bring your hands to rest just in front of your abdomen. And then with the next in-breath, you imagine a feeling around a small ball, and as you breathe out, imagine you push that ball down. Use them once more. This time as you breathe out, bring your hands to rest on your abdomen. And just take a moment to just stand and breathe. Just take 3 or 4 gentle, easy breaths. And as you do, be aware of how your body feels right now. And be aware of how your mind feels right now. I want you to bubble, get a feeling of everything settling out where it should be. And then I'd like to invite you to bow out, to be bowed in, and forget. So feet together. Left hand palm up, right hand palm down, and bow. And that ends the movement section of this video. So now I'd like to invite you to get yourself seated. That's better. Cheers, take a slurp of coffee. I'd like to invite you to get yourself seated and comfortable. And in this session, the meditation, I'm going to encourage you to let go of any anxious thoughts that you may have. So as you get yourself settled and comfortable, this is a meditation, and I'm going to remind you that this sort of meditation isn't about clearing your mind, it's about being aware of what your mind is doing. Because when you're aware of what your mind is doing, you've then actually got the ability to change the thought. So get yourself settled and comfortable. And I'm going to be suggesting various things for you to focus your thoughts on, most of which are very neutral, which is what you want. And the first thing I would like you to focus your attention on is any sounds that you can hear going on around you. So right now I can hear the hum of my laptop fan. There's a small amount of traffic noise. Can't hear any voices, but obviously you can hear my voice. I'd just like you to notice the sounds that naturally come into your ears. I don't want you to strain out and listen. I want you to stretch and see what you can hear. I just want you to be a receiver, just to receive the sounds that naturally want to come into your ears. Just notice them. You don't have to react to them. And maybe you may notice that some of those sounds may make you want to react with anxiety. And if you become aware of that, then I'd like you to just take the next step. I'd like you to bring your awareness very close into your body and to notice where you're sitting. And notice the contact between your body and whatever you're sitting or lying on. And as you notice that contact, I want you to notice something else. I want you to notice that you're not having to do anything. Gravity's doing all the hard work. Gravity is holding you in that chair. And you haven't got to do anything except just sit there and breathe. So why not let gravity do its work? Maybe imagine gravity pulls you a little harder than normal. So maybe just imagine yourself sinking a little deeper into your chair. And as you do, let your shoulders just relax. And then can you bring your awareness still further in and focus on your breathing? Now, whatever I'm suggesting that you focus your awareness on, the chances are that you may notice that your mind wants to run away, to think about something else. It could be something positive, maybe something you're looking forward to. It could be something negative. It could be a memory of something that makes you feel bad, or it could be something that you're thinking ahead to that makes you feel anxious. Maybe just sitting here now, you feel anxious for no real reason. And if you do recognise those anxious thoughts, I do not want you to think, oh, I can't do this. Because if you're aware of your thoughts, and if you're aware of your mind wandering and wanting to think about things, do you know what that means? That just means you're a completely normal human being. Because that's what our minds want to do, they want to think. The problem is often we can think in ways that aren't logical. And We can often think in ways that have become ingrained habits. So I want you to notice that another thing, which is they are only thoughts. And you are not your thoughts. You are so much more than your thoughts. And you can choose what thoughts to think. And what I would like you to do is to imagine that you're sitting by a stream. Gentle breeze, the temperature is just perfect, and you can hear the water gently trickling along. And there's a convenient tree for you to lean on. And this tree drops leaves. And every time a thought comes into your head that makes you feel anxious or any other negative feeling, I'd like you to imagine that a leaf drops into your lap, and you pick that leaf up and gently drop it into the stream and watch the stream slowly take the thought away from you. And the next time the thought comes back, do the same thing. Gently drop the leaf into the stream and watch the leaf and the thought drift away from you. Now you may have to do that several times. You may have to do it many, many times. But that's because it takes practice and time. But if you practice it often enough, you can learn to recognize and let go of thoughts that cause anxiety or worry or panic or anger. You can learn to let go of any thought that doesn't make you feel good. But right now, I'd like you to let the image of sitting by the stream go and become aware once more of where you're sitting. And I'd like you to focus your awareness onto your breath. And I want you to use your awareness of your breath as an anchor to anchor you into this moment. Because whatever else may be going on, the only thing that matters right here and right now is just this breath coming in, just this breath going out. So let your awareness of your breath be an anchor to anchor you into this moment. You have nothing to feel anxious about because nobody is expecting anything of you. And so you don't need to expect anything of yourself except just to breathe and to be here, right now. Anytime a thought wanders in to take your mind away, just gently bring it back to your breath, using your awareness of your breath to stop the thought. And as you focus on your breath, I'd like you to be aware of all the movement that you can feel as you breathe. And as you focus on the movement, can you narrow your attention down still further so that you become aware of the brief moment of stillness when the movement changes direction? And as you become aware of that stillness, can you become aware of how you feel in that stillness? And you allow your awareness of your stillness to help you tap in to all the support that's available all around you. Now, we all have a place deep inside us where we keep feelings that we can tap into when we really need them. Feelings like confidence, calmness, stillness, peacefulness. I'd like you to find that place now. And with your next in breath, can you imagine that you breathe down deep into that place? And then as you breathe out, I'd like you to imagine that your breath carries with it that feeling that you need most to cope with anxiety or whatever it is that you're dealing with. Allow your breath to pick up that feeling, and as you breathe, can you imagine that feeling spreading around the whole of your body? So that it takes 3 or 4 gentle, easy breaths to allow that feeling to be spread around the whole of your body, from the top of your head and the tips of your toes. When your body's full, can you be aware that your body's filled with that feeling of confidence or calmness or whatever it is that you need to cope? And really enjoy that feeling. And then bring your awareness back to your breath. And then slowly let your awareness spread out so that you become aware once more of where your body is, and aware once more of the room around you, and maybe sounds from inside or outside your room. But as you bring yourself back to normal awareness, can you keep in the front of your mind the thought that you can take this feeling that you have with you through the rest of the day, and you can tap into it anytime you need to, simply by focusing your awareness on your breath. Make sure you're fully awake and alert before you go around your day. If you have any requests for something specific you would like me to cover in next week's video, please leave me a message. And in the meantime, I would like to say thank you for being with me, whether you've watched me live, whether you've watched on VOD on here or on YouTube, or whether you found me on my Patreon page. You are very welcome. If you found me on my Patreon page, do please consider sponsoring me. If you're on my Patreon page, you can see the sponsorship tiers. In the meantime, take care of yourself, and I will hope to see you next week.